Hello, my name is McKay Franklin, and today I will be presenting on pancreatic cancer. So, just to get started, the pancreas is located in the abdomen, and its main function is to create enzymes that help digest the food that you eat and creates hormones. I think the most important hormone made by the pancreas would be insulin. And pancreatic cancer is basically a cancer that starts in the pancreas, which makes sense. And researchers are not exactly sure where it originates or how it originates, but it has been shown that genetics, a person's diet, and smoking play a large role in a person being diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. And a study showed that a combination of smoking, long-standing diabetes, and a poor diet increases the risk of a person having pancreatic cancer more than one of these factors by itself. Some symptoms that can be shown after the cancer progresses would be abdominal pain, low appetite and or energy, unexplained weight loss, and or jaundice. And like stated before, these symptoms usually do not show until the cancer has progressed and spread to other organs. And some other symptoms that can be shown would be blood clots in the legs and a buildup of fluid in the abdominal cavity. So right here, I just want to show how pancreatic cancer is staged and how it progresses. So in stage 0, the cancer has not spread outside of the duct where it started. Okay, and then in stage 1, which can be broken down into stages 1A and 1B, the tumor is less than or equal to 2 centimeters and it has not spread anywhere in the body. Now, in stage 2, which can be broken down into A and B as well, the tumor is greater than or equal to 4 centimeters and extends beyond the pancreas, or the tumor is any size and it has spread to 1 to 3 lymph nodes near the pancreas. And then in stage 3, the tumor is either spread to more than 4 lymph nodes or to other arteries and veins in the body. And then in the 4th stage, the tumor has spread. So that's the highest stage or the most serious stage of pancreatic cancer. So in this next section, I want to talk about the physiological mechanisms of pancreatic cancer. So in the simplest form, pancreatic cancer is an accumulation of gene mutations in the pancreas. And this figure just shows how the tumor is created of cancer stem cells and pancreatic cancer cells, and it shows how basically the tumor is created if you look at all the side notes of the cells. And so on the molecular level, the progression and the development of pancreatic cancer is caused by these 3 things: the activation of oncogenes, okay, the inactivation of tumor suppressor genes, and the deregulation of several signaling pathways. And so some of the activation oncogenes would be the RAS oncogene, the Notch gene, the Cox gene, and the AKT2 and MyB genes. Okay, so if you look at the figure to the right of the screen, you can see how RAS and Notch and some of the other genes play a part in having pancreatic cancer. So I specifically just want to talk about RAS and how that plays a part in affecting and causing pancreatic cancer. So the RAS oncogene is found in approximately 90% of all pancreatic cancers, okay? And so point mutations found on specific codons of this gene lead to the mutations. That's what causes the mutations. So basically, when you have these mutations, it leads to an active form of RAS, okay? And the active form of RAS binds to GTP. And when it binds to GTP, this gives uncontrolled stimulation signals to the signaling cascades that are further downstream, okay? Now, this signaling cascade promotes uncontrolled cell growth, which can obviously see how it could be led to pancreatic cancer and the progression of the cell growth that leads to a tumor, okay? And also, I would like to know that the RAS gene has the highest fraction of alteration found in any human tumor type So it's very important in how pancreatic cancer is formed. Okay, and then this slide just basically shows how the progression of pancreatic cancer exists. It starts off normal, and then as more mutations happen and more cells get messed up, it leads to stage 4, which can be seen on the right side of the screen. Okay. Now I would briefly like to talk about some treatments, because pancreatic cancer is actually not curable, and the only form of cure would be to basically eliminate the cancer before it spreads to other parts of the body. Okay, so when the cancer is first found, if it's found early enough, it can be removed. The head of the pancreas can be removed, and that's called the Whipple procedure. And then after the elimination cannot happen, the elimination of the cancer cannot happen, other forms of treatment would be radiation, chemotherapy, chemoradiation, palliative care or supportive care from the nurses and the doctors. And then a person can participate in clinical trials. And at last, hospice is definitely an option, because at a certain point, you can't cure the disease, and the only treatment available is to make the person's life easier, to relieve the pain, and to make sure the cancer is not spreading or growing unnecessarily, to limit the cancer and to make the person more comfortable. And so now I just briefly want to talk about prevalence, some facts, and why I chose this topic. So approximately 57,600 people in the United States will have been diagnosed with pancreatic cancer by the end of 2020. This was found at the beginning of 2020 in January, so the year's not over yet, so we're not really sure. But this was the estimation. And then approximately 47,050 people, of these people, will die from pancreatic cancer. I think when I was reading, the survival rate is very low. Like the 5-year rate for people who have it is like less than 16%. So it's pretty aggressive, the pancreatic cancer. And then over the years, this number has actually increased. More people are getting diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. And usually pancreatic cancer is found more in men than it is found in women. And also, pancreatic cancer is the 4th leading cause of cancer death. So it's very scary, very scary. And so in the incidence rates, it was actually broken down into a lot of different categories. Some of it was based on age or where you were in the world or a lot of different things. But in this diagram specifically, I used the incidence rate based on age, and it was found that the highest rates are in Europe and North America, and the lowest rate was observed in Africa. And so then finally, I would just like to discuss why I picked this topic. I've had 2 aunts pass away within a year of each other. They were sisters, of pancreatic cancer. The first aunt, I literally saw her progress. I saw all the symptoms, I saw all the signs. I saw her weakness. She was in hospice, so I saw how the medication was affecting her, how she was sleeping all the time, how weak she was. I saw all of this, and eventually I was there a few moments after she passed away. So I literally saw the whole thing. And then a year later, her sister passed away from pancreatic cancer. And my grandfather's mom just passed away from pancreatic cancer. My mom's best friend just told me that her friend just got diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. And then just recently, Alex Trebek and Ruth Bader Ginsburg passed away from pancreatic cancer. And some other notable people are Aretha Franklin, John Lewis, and Steve Jobs. They also passed away from pancreatic cancer. So this quote says, "You wonder why you should spread awareness when you don't know anyone with pancreatic cancer, because at one point, neither did I." And that's how I am. And I feel like doing this presentation was important to bring awareness to the topic. And so hopefully one day there will be a cure to pancreatic cancer. So thank you.